Get me out. I don't want to fight yet. I'm not ready. Oh, wait. Shit. Oh, wait. No, we had it right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and we have just a little bit more. I can't ride Koraidon there. Can't ride him there either. All right. Just a little bit more of this area to explore. Basically, that's not the map. Let's go to the map. Basically, we have this little area over here. And then we were exploring this area, but then we got dragged into this cutscene. We're gonna have to go back there. So, ow, we're just gonna speed on over there. Maybe fly a little bit just to get there a bit more expediently. I did have a thought before, because I think this happened since I recorded last. But a Vtuber debuted, a new Vtuber from Vishoto by the name of Henya the Genius. And I've been watching quite a bit of her streams lately. And if you don't know Henya, she's half American, half Japanese. Her first language is Japanese. So she was collabing with someone who is English first language. And she was talking about like, oh yeah, my English isn't that great. And she's kind of being modest. Her English is pretty good. You can almost always figure out what she's trying to say. Like 99.9% of the time for me. Which is actually pretty good for me, because I'm kind of terrible at understanding people who have accents. So she was talking about like, oh yeah, I'm not very good at English, and it did give me the thought, right? I think I may have even talked about this before, but it did give me the thought of like, if I were to talk to someone like Henya, should I maybe, I mean, I guess I probably shouldn't, but like the thought occurred to me of like, should I use like simpler words when talking to someone like that? Because the reason I thought of this is because I just used the word expediently when, you know, there's definitely easier words you could use, easier to understand, more common words you could use for that to say roughly the same thing, right? Oh my god. I am having so much trouble with this cliff. Yeah, you could get the message across in a number of other ways. But if you are like Henya and you are trying to learn a language, having people dumb themselves down so that you can understand them isn't necessarily a good thing, because that means you don't learn the words like expediently, like the harder words. And honestly, in her case in particular, I think she could probably, like, I mean, all that would have to happen there is she'd be like, wait, expediently, what does that mean? And I would just be like, oh, it's like quickly. And yeah, and then, you know, problem solved. Hey, what do you know? Not only is the problem solved in that she understood what I said, but then, you know, she knows a new word now, and that's neat. That's a neat idea, I think. So hey, so I guess my conclusion is that if I ever collab with anyone who's ESL, I will not restrain myself from using more complicated words. You might even be, even if you're English first language, you might be asking like, wait, why do you even use those big words in the first place? Well, I think, yes, the word quickly does technically mean the same thing as expediently, but there's a different feel to it, right? It's the difference between, and you may remember this, that English first language learners, or English people who speak English as their first language probably remember at least hearing this term in their English classes. It's the difference between denotation and connotation. Denotation being the, just as a refresher, denotation being the actual dictionary definition of a word, whereas connotation is the feeling behind the word, right? Like you can say warm and toasty, and those are kind of the same thing in terms, like if you're talking about temperature, but they're also slightly different. They're not exactly the same, right? They have a different feel to them. There are some sentences in which saying, oh yeah, I'm really warm, is definitely gonna come off in a very different way to, oh man, I'm really toasty, you know? It's, yeah, I think there are nuances that you don't get with using some words over others. And honestly, you know, if I have the vocabulary, why shouldn't I use it? Because that is, if I'm going to be honest, I think that's one of my few strong suits as a person, is that I know a lot of words, particularly in English, not so much in other languages. Yeah, as far as English goes, I think I probably have a slightly larger vocabulary than most people, and I'm just more willing to use it as well, because I feel like a lot of people refrain from using bigger words because they don't want to sound like they're too, either they're afraid people won't understand them, or they don't want to sound too stuck up, I guess. But I'm not really concerned about that. For me, the fact using big words is kind of a way for me to be like, okay, because let's be honest, I ain't the smartest guy around. But if I want someone to take me seriously, and this is something I learned when I was young, using big words, you know, big complicated words is kind of a way to do that. It's a way to accomplish that. Because people will be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking. People hear the big word and they're like, oh, wait, this guy might actually be smart. And then, you know, they hear what I'm actually saying, and then they're like, oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, because, let's just say intelligence and wisdom are two different stats in D&D for a reason. I don't remember if I've talked about it on the show or not, but yeah, if I were a character in D&D, my highest stat would definitely be intelligence, and my lowest stat would probably be wisdom. Because, there's a difference between knowing a tomato is a fruit and knowing that a tomato does not go in a fruit salad. Yeah. Not that I've ever made fruit salad, but it's a metaphor. You get it. Yeah. I think that might be the thing that bugs me the most about my current limited knowledge of Japanese. that I just don't have the vocabulary that I am used to operating with. I just don't know how to say certain things. And it's kind of rough. Okay, so we were over there. That's where we got caught by the cutscene. Yeah. All this being said, I have definitely been enjoying Henya's streams. And the beautiful thing, actually, this kind of ties it all together. The beautiful thing about watching Henya's streams is, you know, about 3/4 of the time she's speaking English, but, you know, that other quarter of the time she's speaking Japanese, which, you know, helps me a little bit with my Japanese listening skills, which is neat. I do enjoy. I mean, even on today's stream, even she was like, "You guys teach me English, I'll teach you Japanese." And that sounds great to me. Shit. How do I get out of here? This is an awkward spot to be in. If I had defeated the crew already, I could just go down the river, but I have not. Oh, this is unfortunate. Maybe here? No? Just kind of slide off there. So if I jump into their base, where will it put me? Because I might actually have to fly out of here. Because I don't think there's any way for me to get out. I don't think I can BLJ out of here. Wait, did it put me? Aha, it put me on the right side. Good. Thank you, Team Star. You actually helped me out there. Hold on. So now we can get back up here. Yeah, all right. All right, let's go. All right. Is there anywhere else up here that I needed to go? I don't think so. So let's go down here. There's a whole lot of items here. I mean, like a whole lot. Like a whole lot. And there's most of the items that were there. Okay. Bug fuzz, good to have. Alright. Alright. Get this. Grab the steak. Alrighty. I hear the gimme ghoul, but I forget where. Aha, there it is. Apparently I didn't get any coins for that. That's fine. And it will... There's another one down there. We'll get that other one next time. Because, as for this episode, that's a wrap. Henya's a genius, and so am I.